September 12th. Tonight, east winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming around 5 knots late. Waves 1
Ocean City. There's two of them, by the way, so don't get confused. There's an Ocean City, New Jersey, and there's an Ocean City, Maryland. Mark and I had been in Ocean City now for a few days, and due to time constraints, I needed to move north and get into Cape May. So we were a bit rushed that day. We got up and decided we were going to do the hop over to Cape May, even though the weather wasn't that great. Now, I know this entrance. I've been in and out of here many, many times, and it's quite a feat, and it's by far one of the hardest entrances to get in and out of. There's a reason why so many sailors choose to just go offshore, because most of the risk is involved with going in and out of ports. And this port is one crazy port to go in and out of. When the tide's going in and out, the waves can be huge. So expect to have green water over the bow. Expect for a white-knuckled ride coming in and out of this port. Maybe I rushed Mark a little bit on this one, because I put my dinghy on the davits and he put his dinghy on the davits. But sailing is strange, because everything is great until it's not, and you gotta expect the unexpected. Mark and I learned that lesson hard on this day. All right, it's the next morning here in Cape May, or here in Ocean City. We need to get to Cape May today. Tide's going out, which is good, so we'll launch us towards Cape May. And that's it. I got to bring the dinghy up. Kind of in a rush here, because you'll understand in future videos exactly what is going on. I need to get to New York City as soon as possible. We're essentially 118 nautical miles away from there, which isn't that as a crow flies. So anyway, we got to go. So we're gonna go to Cape May today. It's only 38 nautical miles away. So just doing a quick hop across and into Cape May. Let's do this. Unfortunately, Mark just lost his dinghy engine. It came loose and he lost it. There's really nothing we can do about it right now. I mean, I have to wait till slack tide and go dive on it and get it back. Like 30 feet deep there. I don't have the scuba gear to do that. My scuba gear is not working right now. So, oh man. He really needs that engine, right? That motor. So. Anyway, his dinghy's kind of dangling.
Let me slow down and see if I can get hold of the dinghy.
Yeah, copy that.
Fuck. Do you need to go further before you slow down?
No, I mean I can slow down. Damn it! Maybe our.
Do you have any way to get the damn dinghy up to get a hold of the corner of the dinghy and pull it up?
Well, maybe we should turn around and go back in.
If I go back through that breakwater, it's going to rip the damn davits off the boat.
Okay. I wish I was there to see. I'm gonna slow down and take a look. Maybe there's something I can do here. Oh my god.
the stern of the dinghy is dipping down in the water and scooping the water and pulling on the dinghy when it does, and then throws the water back out.
All right, we're in 30 feet of water. What would happen if you dropped your anchor? All right, I'm gonna slow down. All right, I think he's gonna lose the dinghy as well. I mean, we can find a way to retrieve it somehow. All right, now I think what we need to do is get a halyard on that and crank it up to the side of your boat. Poor Mark has lost his dinghy engine, and it's possible he's about to lose his dinghy too. There you go. Now I would tie those ropes to a halyard and we'll crank it up. Use your winch, just crank it right up and onto the boat.
So Mark had locked his dinghy engine to the boat, and that's what was happening. He didn't realize it. He thought he lost his dinghy engine, but it was dangling by the lock wire. That's why he couldn't get it up. He just kept pulling it up, and it was just too heavy, even with cranking on his halyard.
Need to tow it in! Is it wrapped around the prop? Use your halyard!
The great thing about being in U.S. waters is the Coast Guard. My experience with the Coast Guard over my thousands of nautical miles has been excellent. They're always there, just a radio call away. So they came out and they manhandled that boat and that engine onto their skiff, and we decided to head back into shore to retrieve the dinghy. And at this point, Mark didn't even know. He thought he'd just got his dinghy back. But eventually, they informed him that we got your engine as well. So good on the Coast Guard. They are the best. So there really was nothing I could do out there. So I headed back in through this god-awful entrance. And on this day, it wasn't that bad. It's just always sort of rough going in and out of this entrance. Even the fishermen do not leave when there's big waves. I mean, it's that bad. the tide coming in and out creates huge fetch, and you just got to be really careful, because if you lost motive power, you just go right into the rocks, and those waves would pound your hull into dust. So thanks to the Coast Guard here, I'll tell you, they are great, and you know, when you're off in the Bahamas, there's no one to help you. So it's really great that they have the Coast Guard service here. So what's happening now is the Mark's locked the engine to the dinghy, and they can't get it undone. So what a crazy situation, man. I'm just so glad that that he got his engine back, right?
Vessel, this is Coast Guard. We're gonna have the other boat come beside you and grab that key from you, the smaller asset. I don't know where the darn key is at right this second. Roger.
Oh, I'm so glad for Mark that at least we can just change the oil in the engine, and you know, it'll be a good engine. So what, it got submerged, but that's not the end of the world. So
So let's talk about lessons learned. I think I rushed Mark a little bit on this one, and he just didn't strap his dinghy to his davits well enough. And I should have just waited until he was ready. And that's really what I kind of blame myself for this one, because I rushed him. And I know he's captain, and it's his responsibility to do that. But that motion of your boat rocking up and down, the hobby horsing, is going to tear things apart. I think what happened was one of his ropes broke. So he had one rope attached, and that started scooping in water. It broke the other rope, and then it was free. Luckily, the Coast Guard was willing to come out and help us. And they returned Mark's dinghy and engine back to his vessel. And over the next few days, we decided to stay in Ocean City, and because there's some stores there where we could get supplies, in order to empty the engine out of oil, empty it out of fuel, rinse it with acetone or oil, whatever. I'm not quite sure what Mark did actually, but he managed to get that engine running again and get it back. So lessons learned: always tie your dinghy properly when going in and out of entrances that are crazy, that have the huge fetch. So it was a good result in the end, but things can go wrong at any moment. It's just like a diesel engine. It works, and then all of a sudden it doesn't. One suggestion I have too is going through these ports is make sure you have two forms of propulsion. Have your engine running and have your sail ready to deploy as a second way to move through the water, because if the engine fails, the tide will just wash you into the breakwater, and then that could be a really big, huge problem. So I hope we all learned something from this video. We ended up staying in Ocean City a little longer just because of weather. That will be in next week's video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you really like this sort of content, you can join my Patreon. I'd greatly appreciate it. It keeps me out here. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, and there's a lot of content on Patreon that's not on YouTube. You can find out what I'm doing in real time, and as of this moment, you guys wouldn't believe what's happening. I mean, absolutely crazy videos coming up on the channel. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment down below of what you think we could have done differently in this situation. And that's it for this video. Captain Michael signing out. We'll see you next week at Sunday at 8:45 a.m.